to Rios Built. This is my new YouTube channel that I'm going to start trying to do as many uploads as I can as possible on. My name is Angelo. Today I'm just going to kind of just go through with the first car. I just kind of want to show some people who've been asking a lot of questions about it. It's my wife's Saab. As far as we know to this day, it is the only forward face turbo Saab 9.5 in the world. I do not know of any other Saab 9.5 in the world that has a setup anywhere is even close to this. So I think it's something that you guys are going to be really excited to see. I know I'm really excited to share it with the entire internet, and finally be able to kind of explain things that went wrong as we were building this thing, and things that we discovered, and reasonings to why we did what we did with this car. This has been 8 years that we've been playing with this car, trying different setups. This car has gone from stock turbo to GT3076, bottom mount. Then we tried to do a GT3076 top mount on it. We just didn't like the way any of that bolted up. We didn't like fitment. I especially, I don't like the chopping up of the radiator fans and using aftermarket fans mounted onto the radiator to gain room and all that stuff. To me, it's just way too cluttered. And as you'll find out watching more of my videos, showing more of the cars that we build, the main goal is simplicity. It's always been make the car as simple as possible, as easy as possible to work on. I mean, that's pretty much what everybody wants. I mean, nobody wants to have to pop the hood and work on their car and be like, oh man, this sucks. You know, you always want to make it as easy as you can. So that's been the goal. Before we get into that, just kind of touch base with everybody. I'm going to try my best to upload at least 3 videos a week. It's not a promise. It's not a guarantee. Things happen. But I really am going to try my best. I'm really new at making videos and editing videos, so cut me some slack on this one. This is my first video I've ever actually recorded and edited myself. So I'm just kind of learning the programming and software and how to edit things and whatnot. So it's going to be kind of like crude, cheapy editing for like the first few videos, but I'm really trying to work on it, try and get it as best as I can for you guys, so you guys can enjoy watching these videos, and it's not just some guy you've never met in your life standing in front of your screen talking for 15-20 minutes. Other than the Saab, we've got quite a few Volvos. That's really my main thing that I do. I specialize a lot in 5-cylinder, 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder white block Volvo engines. I've got also my dad's drag car, old English Ford Anglia with a Toyota engine turbo in it. That's a full chromoly chassis car that I'm going to also try and document as much as I can on this channel. And then I've got a couple other family members' cars. Got a little bit of rotary content and just pretty much everything under the sun, really. I mean, so hope you guys enjoy. Look forward to seeing you guys coming back for some other videos. And let's go ahead and take a look at the Saab. So this is the car. It's 1999 Saab 9.5. It is a base, it's not an arrow, but at this point, who really cares? We've got the car sitting on, I believe these are, yeah, FK coilovers. These are for a Vectra. They do just pretty much bolt onto these cars. Wheel and tire setup right now, these are 17 by 9 Enki RPF 1s. Right now they are mounted to a 245 620 17 Pirelli Cup slick tire, squared. Truthfully, these tires came with the wheels when we bought them, and we just haven't really had time to put a set of street tires on it. But it is 245 squared. Offset, I believe, I'm gonna have to double check, but I'm pretty sure we're somewhere in plus 20 in the front, plus 15 in the rear. The car is a factory stick. Bear with us with the interior. We've mainly just been working on the engine bay for so long. When we originally bought the car, they came with these eBay seats. Harnesses we put, so that's what she wanted. It's got a D&D steering wheel. Gauges mounted into the dash. It does have an aero dash and like the aero door sills and door panels, all that crap. But yeah, that's pretty much it for interior and exterior wise. A lot of questions that I get, what lip this is. This is actually a Mustang New Edge Mach 1 lip. And as far as fitment of lips go, being, especially with me, how OCD I am, it fits really good. I mean, really good. By far one of the best mods we've done on this car, because it just physically changed the whole, it just changed the whole presence of the car. Gave it just a whole different type of attitude. The last exterior mod that we've really done to the car is just this eBay roof spoiler. I'm not a fan of big wings and things like that. We just wanted to look like a nice, subtle street car. Still on stock base brakes. I am right now, I'm working on a adapter bracket to, I'm going to attempt to try and get a set of like 993 big reds or big blacks on here, and try and see if I can stuff like a 330 mil rotor on them in the front. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the exterior. So let me go ahead and get to the part that everybody wants to see, which is under the hood. And here we are. We don't currently have a battery in it. We're actually gonna have a battery for it later today. We've just pretty much been swapping batteries between my wagon and my wife's S70, just to kind of drive it, put some miles on it, and so on and so forth. But finally, we're gonna put a battery back in it so it has its own battery and we don't have to play musical battery no more. But so here's the setup. Engine wise, it is a B234R block with factory crank and rods. We're using a set of Wassner B234R forged pistons. The head is a B235 T7 head. It has a set of MapTune upgraded valve springs and T5 camshafts. The engine does have a balance shaft delete kit. We're actually using the SAS Customs balance shaft delete kit. It is a much much better design, because you do get the essential block offs for the oil feeds that feed off here on the center main bearing. The car is still running on factory T7 engine management at this time. That's the next big decision that we need to make, is if we're going to be able to find somebody who's willing to tune this car, because as you can possibly tell, there's no mass airflow, and we don't intend on running a mass airflow on it. Believe it or not, the car actually drives perfectly fine with no mass airflow on it. It's completely disconnected. I actually tucked the entire MAF harness up under the wiper cowl. This manifold, obviously it's a custom manifold that we had a very good friend of ours make for us. We're using this VS Racing MVR 44mm wastegate. The turbo itself, it is a GTX 3584. It utilizes a 84AR T3 turbine housing. It's got a humongous, I don't know if I can really get it in here, it is a 4-inch thick intercooler. Cooling wise, we are using a Honda Civic half-size Mishimoto R-Line radiator. I've made these custom coolant pipes just to, really it's just because you're never going to find a radiator hose that's this long, and if you do, it's going to be floppy, and especially it being right here above where the turbo sits. Even though we have this blanket, there still is a lot of radiant heat in this area, so going with a hard aluminum pipe, it just made things a lot simpler. Again, everything that I do when it comes to building a car is just to simplify it as much as humanly possible. Custom intercooler piping, 2.5 inch. This is a Boosted Solutions 50mm blow valve. Just something different from the average norm of tiles and turbo smarts, and for the price, I have no complaints about it. Still using the stock 5-speed transmission, still has a stock diff in it. I know that the diff is not going to hold. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. As far as other transmission mods are concerned, the car has a custom made 6-puck clutch in it. We do have a genuine Saab short shifter kit in it. It is a fantastic short shifter. It's probably one of the best short shifters I think I've ever dealt with, felt, ever. And I've driven a lot of different cars. Trying to just see. Other than that, another question we get a lot are these top hats that we're using. These top hats, these are just BMW E36 camber adjustment top hats. All we did, we just ended up re-drilling a new pattern into the shock towers to be able to run them. Truthfully, do I think they're gonna stay? Time will tell. I don't really see any type of real benefit from using them, to be honest. I mean, I don't really notice any type of difference in handling or the way the car feels or anything like that. And the camber adjustment that you get from the FK coilovers on the spindle mount, I think you get like 5.5 degrees of camber anyways on that, and there's really that's quite excessive as it is. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Got some pretty genuine Saab billet pieces. We love our genuine Saab billet pieces on this car. They are a work of art. Shout out to genuine Saab. And that's pretty much it. like I said, future plans right now, the only thing that we really need to try and decide is whether or not we're going to try and run the car on a standalone. Unfortunately, there just isn't a lot of information out there about that. Obviously it's a standalone. You need fuel control, spark control. It needs to know crank angle, cam angle. The big thing with this car is clearly there is no cam sensor. It's all built into this. So, but Genuine Saab does sell a cam trigger assembly that does bolt onto here. But we'll see. Again, if there is a T7 tuner out there that does feel comfortable tuning this car, shoot me a DM. I'll put my Instagram, Facebook, and my email in the description below. But for right now, the car was just done day before Christmas Eve, so December 23rd is when we actually finished the car for probably the 4th time. Lots of oiling issues we've had, but I believe that's a mountain that we've finally overcome. So look forward to more content on this car for sure. Got a few little tidbits here and there that we need to do. Obviously we need to get the interior straightened away. Looking for a nice set of Recaros that we're going to put in it. This D&D steering wheel is going to go, because as you can tell, the suede just went to absolute crap. And I know suede steering wheels, you're supposed to use racing gloves. Yeah. Well, we didn't do that with this one. That's really it. Okay guys, so that's gonna do it for this first video. Any questions, comments, concerns, comment it down below. Let me know. Again, this is my first video, so my editing and all that is probably not going to be the greatest, but give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I'm definitely going to start putting out a lot more content, especially on the Saab. I've also got my wagon that was in the background there. That's actually got a lot of stuff done to it as well. Just to kind of give you a teaser, if you're into Volvos, that car is actually originally an ME7 1999 V70, and I've completely converted that car to a 1998 Motronic 4.4 car. So that's actually got a really cool story behind it as well. I'll share that with you guys. I know I didn't really get into a lot of backstory with the Saab. I figured I'd save that video more for when my wife is here, so she can kind of get her own input, so you guys can get her own input into it as well. But stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell on, because I'm definitely going to try my best to post at least 3 videos a week for you guys. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. You guys have a nice day.